Board. If you've been injured on someone else's property, contact Watermark Keith. It's more to us. It's personal.
Trust the local knowledge of the Local 3 Storm Alert team.
What a very special treat we have for you this morning, a treat for us as well, because we have come back up to McLemore. This morning we are at the Creag at McLemore in one of their dining areas, talking with Megan Brown, who happens to be the general manager here. Alexander Alquist is the lead server and the resident sommelier, and we are not putting him to ill use because look at the table that he has before us. So thank you both for letting us come your way.
Oh, it's nice to have you.
For us, we kind of feel like we're coming back. We had an opportunity to be at the Cloudland at McLemore just ahead of their opening a couple of weeks ago, and we were wowed by the beauty. So we took that in again on our way to you this morning, but your view is equally spectacular.
Oh yeah, it's an incredible view. It's hard to ever be in a bad mood when you're at work when that's what you see every day.
Yes. One of the things that I think is so wonderful for you, though, is that you don't have to keep this all to yourself. The Creag is intended to be open to the public.
Yes.
So you don't have to be coming up for a round of golf.
Right.
To come and enjoy your food. You are, I heard you talking to somebody before we went on air, and I liked how you phrased it, Megan. You are
elevated comfort food. This is what our chef prepares here. We've got hush puppies and Brussels sprouts. Our menu rotates seasonally, so we've got a new menu coming out soon. But the hush puppies are a staple. They're always on our menu.
I asked them what we were going to have today, and she very quickly said the hush puppy, so they must be a fan favorite,
they
Alexander.
are our most popular.
So for you as a sommelier, is it fun for you then to pair what you've got for us this morning?
Oh yeah.
With something that's unique, really.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, like you said, they're not just your everyday hush puppies. They're aged cheddar and jalapeno hush puppies with a Russian dressing and a jalapeno sauce on top. So pairing gets really fun. So I've decided today to pair a Ruinart Blanc de Blanc champagne. The nice bubble crisp acidity goes really well with the slight heat and the crisp of the hush puppy. And then for a heavier dish like the Brussels sprouts, I went with a Syrah blend called the Chocolate Block, which has subtle notes of chocolate and blackberries.
So I know that we all have plates and forks, so we're going to talk and dine. Is
Absolutely.
that right? But let me ask you something on the hush puppy. Is it going to be with that aged cheddar? It's been a while since I've had a Russian dressing, but that's going to bring a little bit of sweet, isn't it?
A little bit of heat, actually.
A little bit of heat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So creaminess, some heat. You're going to find that the creaminess in the Ruinart, because it goes through a process called malolactic fermentation, is going to pair congruently with the Russian dressing, but then that heat is going to be offset by the florality and the tropical fruit notes in the wine.
So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to let you serve us up for a minute.
Of course.
I don't mind if you just do it while I talk.
Absolutely.
Since he threw out a vocabulary word that I could never again pronounce. What was it that you said?
Malolactic fermentation.
He can say it twice.
So it's a process where they take the malic acid and turn it into lactic acid, which gives a creamy sensation to the wine. You're going to find it a lot in Chardonnays that are out in California. You're going to also find it in a lot of Blanc de Blanc champagnes. So it's more of a textural thing that happens with the wine. If you've ever had like a Napa Valley Chardonnay that's really buttery and creamy, that's malolactic fermentation.
So is there a correct way to eat this, Alexander, or do we just dig in?
So when we're going with the pairing, the first thing I want you to do is before you eat the hush puppy, go into your champagne and get your nose in the glass and give it a nice big whiff. You're going to find a bouquet of flowers on the nose, some orange blossom and vanilla. And then after you have gotten it into your olfactory system, go in for a taste. You want to kind of envelop your palate with the wine, kind of swish it around like mouthwash. Take a sip, breathe in deep, and then take another sip and then go in for the food.
I'm following instructions. Breathe in deep.
And then go back in.
Oh, I can go back in.
Now that you've got the champagne.
You know what? Hold on. That made a difference because my second taste was different from my first.
It's conditioning your palate.
Interesting. All right. So then I'm going to take a bite. And I'm going to be wowed by that.
And then you just want to go back and forth between the hush puppy and the champagne.
Stop it.
So what you'll
That is not a Captain D's hush puppy.
No. So what you'll find is the creaminess of the Russian dressing and the aged cheddar is coating your palate with this kind of layer of cream. And then the acid in the champagne cuts through that layer of cream and prepares your palate for the next bite. So it's kind of a back and forth play.
So I can't take as much time as I would love to take and get all these details from you, because I want to dig into the Brussels sprouts and taste your chocolate block too. But when people come here and dine at the Creag, do you ever educate them a little bit like you did me?
Of course, yeah. So even when I'm taking care of members in the members room here or private events, I will still be on the floor. So if anyone ever has any questions, I will greet their table and I will pair wines that go well with their meals or kind of get a read on their likes and dislikes. And I will pair something for a specific experience for each individual.
I mean, I would totally encourage you to take advantage of that, because otherwise you'd miss part of the experience.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so now with the Brussels sprouts, we're totally changing direction here, right?
So with the Brussels sprouts now, we are going in with something a little heavier. You're going to find that the Brussels here are going to have some peppers that have a little bit of heat
We're
to them.
like family, so they have a little heat.
A little bit of heat to them, and a little bit of some balsamic glaze that is going to add a really deep, heavier characteristic. So what I want to do is I want to pair something with that is going to complement those flavors without overpowering or underpowering those flavors. So what we have here is a really, really popular wine, actually. This is the most popular wine right now out of South Africa, called the Chocolate Block. And it is a Syrah blend, but they change up the blending every vintage or every year to get this subtle note of dark chocolate and blackberries. It's really spectacular.
So now, once again, am I going to taste the wine before I eat the Brussels
Absolutely.
sprout?
You want to condition your
Is that
palate.
generally what you want to do always?
When you're pairing with food, it's to condition the palate to, set those flavors up. When you get the wine on your tongue and then you go in for the Brussels, it's way different than if you go for the Brussels first and then drink the wine.
And why do we swirl?
So that is to aerate the wine.
Even
what you're
though
doing,
you just poured it, is that still a good idea?
Yeah, always. So that is allowing oxygen in. That is bringing out the floral and the fruit aromas in the wine. It is kind of softening the alcohol and really bringing it to life.
Oh, that's lovely. So I think a lot of people would consider a red wine, A, to be heavy, and B, to be for the colder months.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great summer wine.
Of course. Absolutely.
That's delicious.
Yeah.
Now, do I have a second sip before?
Absolutely.
Well, what's the protocol?
There's
don't wanna be gauche at
there's
your
no
table.
rule that says that too many sips is a bad thing.
We're going to be good friends. Okay, so Brussels sprouts happen to be a fan favorite of mine. So I'm going to eat a small little bite. But this is going to have a little heat again?
Just a little bit.
There's a sweetness to it too. Is that the
The
balsamic?
balsamic glaze in there, yeah.
Oh.
Nice and light. Now, okay, if you want to come, I'm happen to be talking to you ahead of Father's Day.
Yes.
You are reservations, so you might be booked up for Father's Day. I don't know.
Not quite yet.
Okay.
We have reservations open and open table.
Okay. And people can also buy gift certificates from you so that you
Yes.
can give it to your dad at home.
Yes.
And then he can
they
come
can come in
enjoy.
anytime.
When I mentioned that we were up here for the hotel, which is a whole separate way to experience the beauty up here, but it would be something I would really encourage you to do if you are somewhat local. Treat yourself to a weekend, because then you can enjoy their
Absolutely.
restaurants, your restaurant, and all the beauty. Well, I will never be able to complain about my job. Not that I do anyway, but y'all have treated me to quite the experience, so thank you. Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you
Cheers.
so much. And to think they're nestled away at the top of Lookout Mountain in Dade County. Thanks to the Alliance for Dade for bringing us here today. Salud.
Tickets for the St. Jude Dream Home are almost sold out. Get your ticket now for this gorgeous 3-bedroom and 3.5-bath home. If you don't call or go online now to reserve your ticket, you'll miss your chance.
Hi, this is Stuart Martin for Carpet Corner. You know, if what something costs doesn't make a difference,